Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 24 of The X-Files. This is the season finale. If you are enjoying this series, please stay tuned at the end of the episode, after the reaction, and after my little review, just where I touch on the future of the series, going ahead after Series 1. The last episode that we watched was Roland, and obviously that involved around Roland, who was a person with special needs who worked at a laboratory, like a rocket science lab, where people were getting killed by him. But it turned out he was being controlled by his dead twin brother's frozen head. It was a bit of a weird one. It was a bit out there. Enjoyable, and some of the deaths were cool, like the turbine room. All the scenes in that were pretty tense and pretty cool. And Roland was a likable character because it wasn't him that was really doing it. He was being controlled by someone else. But yeah, quite fun. The episode was still an enjoyable one, even if the reasoning behind what was going on was very out there. This episode is obviously the season finale. It's the Erlenmeyer Flask. I don't really have my memories of this episode. I think I remember how it ends, but I won't mention it in case I've got the season wrong. I think I remember like the very final bit of the season. But on top, in the actual storylines of the episode, I'm not sure. There's not really been a lot of ongoing stuff so far this season to really go, okay, well then the season's going to wrap up this storyline. There's been the cigarette smoking man's been in the background. There was Billy in the first episode. We've had a couple episodes about UFOs, Max. And Mulder's seen a UFO, but then they scrambled his brain a bit to get rid of it. They have seen people that have been abducted. But there's been no like ongoing threat to tackle this season, or a particular storyline that I think, okay, this is the finale. This one's going to be around. The Erlenmeyer Flask, I don't know what that means, what that refers to, so I am looking forward to jumping into it because, as I always say, it's like jumping into a new show on the most part. Even if as I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that bit now. But yeah, let's jump into the season finale. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please let me know down below what you think, and stay tuned to the end of the episode, like I say, to find out an update on the future of this series. And let's jump into the season finale of Season 1 of The X-Files. Whoa, hello. Jeez! Not sure that's how police normally drive, but... Oh. Took down 3 police officers. Right. Okay. It definitely feels like a finale. It's a bit more epic than the normal cold opens. He's bleeding green, apparently. Is he an alien? Trust no one.
Are you watching Channel 8?
It's Deep Throat. We still don't know if we can trust him though, do we? Because that last episode that he was in. Very suspicious.
High-speed car chase ended early this evening. The suspect eluding capture by leaping into the harbor, but not before reportedly injuring several artist police officers.
Do we even know why the suspect was being chased?
As far as I can tell, he wouldn't pull over for a moving violation.
Well, that ought to put him on the 10 most wanted list.
There's got to be something here. Some detail. Something we're not seeing.
Come on, Scully, she normally spots these things straight away.
Why would he do that?
Well, he has lied to you by his own admission.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd call if there wasn't something here. Look at the car in the photo. Look at the windshield.
It's not the same car.
Mm.
It's called a caduceus.
They changed the car.
The adopted symbol of the
It's all a cover-up. It's always a bloody cover-up.
A doctor would have that on his car. They switched cars on us, Scully, and they lied about it.
Why would they do that?
Maybe the real owner of the car's got something to hide.
Because it's a pissing cover-up, as always.
I have a housekeeper
Hi,
and she often
monkeys.
uses the car. It's the second car. Please,
Jeez.
they should not be excited. Nothing should be touched.
I'm sorry, I thought they were friendly.
They're part of an experiment.
What kind of experiment?
Am I under some kind of suspicion?
Yes. Oh.
Then I think I've answered all your questions.
I mean, this has reached the point of absurdity, Mulder. We're out here on half a hunch, off of a cryptic phone call, chasing down a clue that's based on nothing but speculation.
That's all I got.
That's all he's given us. Who is this Deep Throat character? I mean, we don't know anything about him.
Come on,
What
Scully.
his name is, what he does.
He's in a delicate position. He has access to information, and indiscretion could expose him.
You don't know that this isn't just a game with him.
She has every right to be suspicious, and the fact that he doesn't see that is kind of annoying. As much as he's usually in the right, Mulder's normally spot on with the supernatural stuff. How can you not be suspicious?
But maybe this time we can just cut out the Obi-Wan Kenobi crap, and you can save me the trouble.
I fear you've become too dependent on me.
Let me tell you something. I've got plenty to do without chasing down your vague leads or trying to decode your circular logic. Maybe it's you who's become too dependent on me.
Oh,
On my willingness
snap.
to play your games.
Mr. Mulder,
What?
don't give up on this one. Trust me, you've never been closer.
Closer to what?
It's all well and good saying that, but you can tell him something. Like, you know stuff, so you already put yourself in danger by being there. So just give him a little, like, go to this place, talk to this person. It's not going to kill you more than what you're already doing.
If you're from the FBI, I've already answered all your questions.
What questions?
I have nothing to say to them. I have nothing to say to you.
Where's Dr. Secure? Your work is done.
I'm going to kill him. Bang. He's still there. That's quite a creepy image, to be fair.
Well, maybe that's just it. Maybe we're not
Purity
seeing it because
control.
It can't be seen.
That rings a
Not
bell.
in any obvious way. What do you think this is?
Don't know why.
I don't know.
Can you find out for me?
If this is monkey pee, you're on your own.
Yeah, you've definitely got something here.
What is it?
Look at this.
What are they?
Well, they're the size of bacteria, but no bacteria I've ever seen.
How do you mean?
Well, most
Alien?
bacteria are
DNA?
symmetrical and smooth. These are, I don't know, strange.
Mulder. I think they know you're there.
Fast. Terry, is that you?
Yeah. Who's this?
They shot me, Terry. Oh, God. I've been in the water for 3 days. I'm hurt.
Where are you now?
3 days. He's got to be
I'm gonna pick you up.
not human.
Where are you?
Terry.
I'm just writing it down now. Go ahead.
The number belongs
You know that is.
Zeus Storage. 1616
Yes, 16,
Pandora
16.
Hello.
What's going on?
So there's something in his body that's toxic to us.
Answer me.
What is a bloody alien? Is he an alien or is a human that's like got alien stuff inside?
Bacteria like this, it may have existed, but not for millions of years. Not since before our ancestors first crawled out of the sea.
He's a dinosaur man. I'm joking. Definitely some extraterrestrial. That's people. Well, that's creepy. What are they doing with them all? Or have these people been like captured and they're put in here for this gene therapy?
Only 4 nucleotides exist in DNA. 4. And through some miracle of design that we have yet to fathom, every living thing is created out of these 4 basic building blocks. What you're looking at is a sequence of genes from the bacteria sample. Under any other circumstances, my first call would have been to the government.
What exactly did you find?
A 5th and 6th DNA nucleotide. A new base pair.
Hmm.
Agent Scully. What you are looking at, it exists nowhere in nature. It would have to be, by definition,
spooky.
Extraterrestrial.
Jinx. Oh, come on, Scully. That's exciting because it's kind of proof, scientific proof that something is not right. This is what Scully needs, I think. It's not just, I think it's a telekinetic, psychic, frozen head. It's, here is proof there's stuff that is not existing in anything that we know about science. So they've got to be putting this alien DNA into humans? Is that right?
I just want to say that I was wrong.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
No.
Nice of her.
If you'd have listened to me, we wouldn't be here right now. I should know by now to trust your instincts. You know, I've always held science as sacred. I've always put my trust in the accepted facts. And what I saw last night, for the first time in my life, I don't know what to believe.
Whatever it is you do believe, Scully, when you walk into that room, nothing sacred will hold.
Oh, they're going to be gone, aren't they? But that's a really big moment for Scully to kind of admit science doesn't have all the answers. Yeah, everything's gone. That Mulder could be right.
You're standing in the room where the first DNA transplant took, the first human-alien hybrid was created.
Oh, so I was right. They are trying to kind of meld human DNA and alien DNA to see what happens.
One, Dr. William Sakar,
Yeah.
friend of Dr.
And the green stuff is like the new alien blood almost.
The ET gene therapy, the man has a blood chemistry that is alien and very likely toxic.
Yeah, well, we found that out in the ambulance that
It was just easier to
was weird because the blood out of the bullet wounds was fine, but when they put the thing in, it was toxic because maybe it's fresh blood.
She was in a terrible car accident. Her whole family.
No.
And Dr. Carpenter is dead.
No, she was nice.
I'll protect you.
Who killed him? Oh, that guy. Ooh, I don't like you. Oh, it's going to be toxic.
They won't kill him.
How do you know that?
He's become too high profile, and you've got
Okay.
evidence that could expose them.
I don't have any evidence.
Evidence still exists.
Where?
It might be difficult to obtain, but with your medical background, I might be able to get you inside.
Inside where?
High containment facility, Fort Marlene, Maryland.
Project password?
Purity control.
Project
Think.
password?
Purity control.
See. I knew that doctor was a shifty mofo. Oh. Okay. So that looks like an alien baby. Because that's where the original DNA was from that they used to create these human alien hybrids. So that's an alien. A real one.
What they were injected with was a cloned DNA from the contents of that package you're holding as a test. That's the kind of
Okay.
people you're dealing with.
So why give it back to them?
Not good people, basically.
Save Mulder's life.
At the risk of so many other lives?
It's the tip of the iceberg. You and Mulder are the only ones who can bring it to light.
I mean, giving it back is wrong in the sense that you could do so much exposing with it. But it's like on a lot of shows that I watch right now.
Give me the parcel,
Do you give up
Scully.
Mulder to save hundreds, thousands, millions of lives? Or do you give him the parcel to get Mulder back? Unfortunately, I remember that happening. She got Mulder back. But, yeah, people had to get shot in the process. Which is a shame because it kind of showed that he was on their side.
Trust no one.
Poor Deep Throat. He was trying to do the right thing, but it's always like with government conspiracies and stuff. People who step out of line.
They're shutting us down, Scully.
What?
They called me in tonight. And they said they're going to reassign us to other sections.
Because they're getting too close to the truth.
Skinner. He said word came down from the top of the executive branch.
Mulder.
It's over, Scully.
I think that is also another sign to Scully that she's getting too close again, because why would they shut them down out of nowhere unless they were onto something? I don't like you. End of episode 1, same shot. That time he was putting the chip thing in here, now it's the alien DNA baby fetus thing. Case of fire emergency, no exits. Pentagon evacuation procedure. The one thing I don't remember that you have to let me know down below is, did it show that it was the Pentagon at the end of episode 1, or was that meant to be a shock at the end of the finale? Because I kind of knew it, or just assumed it anyway, that it was in an important building like the Pentagon or something. But if that is like a final twist, then that is a good way to reveal it actually. Right at the very last shot, the last episode of Series 1, this place where all this secret aliens has been hidden is in the Pentagon, underneath the Pentagon probably. But yeah, that's it. The X-Files is shut down. I mean, spoiler alert, it's opened again in Series 2. I mean, this show is the X-Files, and it wouldn't be the X-Files without the X-Files. So even though they're shut down right now, which is very interesting, which I'll get to, it does open again in Series 2. Spoiler alert. But what I liked about this episode, on top of a lot of things, but which I'll go into a bit more detail, but what I liked is its focus on Scully's belief system again being challenged from, she's always been this science-based person, and that's what I like it for. I like when she gives an obvious, she gives a logical explanation to the weird stuff that's going on, because Mulder's always, it's telepathic, it's psychic, it's, prehistoric insects, it's weird demon creatures, whatever. Scully always comes at it from a logical, scientific point of view, and don't get me wrong, 99% of the time she's wrong. But this really focused on her being shown something in that DNA sequence that is not terrestrial, human, of our knowledge of our planet. And she can't deny that, because obviously we're made up of the 4, was it nucleides, something like in our DNA, and here was 6, which is something that isn't on our planet, that we know of. So she was shown something that really turned her world upside down, and she was like to Mulder, I'm sorry, I didn't believe you. I mean, it's not saying that she fully believes in little green men, flying saucers, this, that, and the other. But she can not argue that something is going on. And that's what I liked about this episode, is that it really, for a finale, stepped up with Scully and gave her a really driving force in Series 2 to carry on, and her to want the X-Files to continue, because she's finally on board with the fact that there's stuff she can't explain, and she's stuff that she's seen, which isn't of our knowledge, And it's a shame that Deep Throat had to die in the process. I mean, I did know that he died in Series 1. I remember him just being a one-season thing. But it's weird. Like, I used to love him. I used to really like him as a character. And this time, I think being more analytical when I watch it, rather than just when you're just lying on the sofa, just clicking next on episodes. Actually taking one episode at a time and thinking about it. I liked him less, but I found him more interesting. So the fact that I was analysing, can he be trusted? Is he lying? Why is he lying? What's going on with him? Kind of actually made him a more interesting character that I actually didn't trust as much, didn't like as much, but found him more interesting, which I know is a really weird juxtaposition. But it's a shame to see him die, actually. Like, I knew it was coming and I wasn't that bothered because I didn't trust him. But, like, seeing how he went through this episode, that he kept reaching out even though he knew he shouldn't have done, put himself in danger. But obviously last time, that major episode when there was that body that disappeared after the truck, it was like, can he be trusted? Is he lying? It would now sad to see him go, because we know that he's probably on their side, just obviously not always going about it the right way, or being given a lot of opportunity here and there to do the right thing. And I really enjoyed the main storyline of the episode, the whole alien-human hybrid, the DNA. We saw the guy at the beginning who had green blood, who could get shot multiple times and survive, who got tasered and nothing happened to him, who jumped into the water, lived underwater for 3 days. So clearly there's something obviously not right about him, and the toxic stuff that came out of his body was toxic to humans. And obviously, as we found out more about alien-human hybrids and the people in the tanks that were being experimented on, I really liked that. And it did kind of raise some storylines that I didn't think happened until much later in the show. I remember the sort of green, oozy stuff, vaguely. And I know there's some storylines carrying on down the line, which are set up here. Which is really interesting. It's surprising how quickly things were set up and how much they built on this season. Even though there wasn't a lot of ongoing threads other than government conspiracies, X-Files, aliens are real, are they not real? It was interesting how it kind of tied up a lot more with belief systems and Deep Throat, and the X-Files have been shut down. Skinner told them, even though it wasn't in this episode, but he saw the cigarette smoking guy right at the end, putting the alien baby away. And yeah, it was just fascinating that they got this alien baby, fetus thing, which I'm sure down below, if you watch this episode, if you're an X-Files fanatic, you can tell me a lot more about it than I know. It seemed like they had more of those in that warehouse at the end, but this is maybe just the latest one that they're using for their experiments. But yeah, interesting, really interesting, and I'm really intrigued to know how they build that in series 2, which I know sounds weird to the people who know that I watched this and I've seen it before, but I've seen it before many years ago, and I mainly remember the Monster of the Week episodes more than anything else. The actual mythology stuff I really kind of just used to tune out because it just went way off my head. So this time I'm really trying to get stuck into it and trying to get really invested. But overall, I thought it was a really good episode, and I'm intrigued to find out how they actually set X-Files back up in Series 2. So, talking about Series 2, if you watched my update video a few weeks ago, you'll know that I said that after Series 1 of X-Files is finished, I'm going to take a break from it for a while. And that's just because I really enjoy watching this show and going back to it, but it's not doing particularly well on my channel. I just need to have a think about how I want to move forward with Series 2. For argument's sake, when I do a video from setting myself up, watching the episode, talking at the beginning, watching it, talking at the end, saving all the footage, putting all the footage into my editing software, editing it, exporting it, then uploading it to YouTube and processing it through YouTube, and then I have to store it myself, so I have to move on to storage as well. I can probably spend about 5 hours on an episode, 6 hours sometimes, maybe more, maybe less. It depends a lot of it on how quickly I edit. If I get really laser focused and in the zone, I can edit something in an hour quite easily. But with my anxiety the way it is, I get very distracted very easily a lot of the time. So sometimes it takes me longer to edit. It takes me a few hours. The last episode that went live on YouTube at this point was Tombs, and that's had 57 views on it. And as I'll show you here, you can see that in terms of watch time, it's only been watched for 4.9 hours at the time of recording. Whereas if you take the last episode of Supernatural that I put up, which was at this point was an 11-minute video about Season 2 bloopers, as you can see, it's been watched for a total of 79.7 hours. So it makes it worth my time to put a few hours into making that video, because I know it's going to be watched for 79 hours. Whereas X-Files, it's taken me longer to make it than people are actually watching it for. I know it might be really disappointing for some people, because I know I've got some people who comment on quite a lot of my X-Files videos and probably watch all of them. But I just don't know if I'm moving forward to Series 2 for a while yet, just because if it takes me longer to make it than people are actually watching it, it's not as much of a return on my time, if that makes sense. Because I work full time, I do this in my spare time, it needs to be worth my time. And at the moment, X-Files just isn't performing particularly well on my channel. And like I said, it's not that I don't want to watch it at all. It's not, I really do want to, but I maybe just need to think about how to do it moving forward. Maybe see if Series 1 gets more popular over the next few months, and then start to tackle Series 2. I would have to wait and see. But let me know down below what you think. And I hope you understand that moving forward might not be an option for a while, just because my spare time's so limited that I want to put it into stuff that's getting watched. Because I have things that get watched less views, but have more watch time. I hope that makes sense, but if you have any questions, let me know down below. But this episode was a really good episode. It's actually making me really excited to watch Series 2. And the next episode in the series will, before we go for a break, will be a ranking of every episode from Series 1 of the X-Files from my least favourite to my favourite. So maybe have a think before that episode, and let me know down below in the next episode what your ranking is. Hope you enjoy my reaction. Let me know down below what you think. If you do want me to move forward to Series 2, again, let me know down below. But please try and, if you know anyone that likes X-Files, direct them to my channel, direct them to my reactions. Try and get the views up, the watch time up, because that will really persuade me that it is worth putting my time into Series 2. I hope that makes sense. If you've got any X-Files groups that you know, ask them to come support me. Like, I don't make any money off YouTube right now. I'm not in a partner program, so it's not about finance. So if you know anyone that might like it, please send them my way, and we can get the support going and really give me some incentive to go for Series 2. As always, guys, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down below. Subscribe to my channel for future series, whatever it is that I might react to. And I'll see you all soon for the next episode, which is the ranking of Series 1. And I hopefully see you soon for Series 2 of X-Files. Bye, guys. See you soon and take care.